The Testament of Anne Lee, more like The Testament of Amanda Seyfried. One of the most unique films at TIFF this year, and one I knew was a must-see. This is a historical art house folk musical from the team behind last year's The Brutalist, written and directed by Mona Fastvold and co-written by Brady Corbet. Projected in 70mm and without current distribution, I just wasn't sure when I'd get another opportunity. The film tracks the life of Anne Lee, a religious leader and founder of the Shaker movement, whose worship was defined by song and dance. That obviously lends itself to a musical of sorts, and this is where the film's musicality was birthed. A lot of traditional Shaker hymns, which then directly influenced the composition of the film's score by Daniel Blumberg, who just won an Oscar for his work on The Brutalist. The story of Anne Lee is definitely one worth exploring in this format, but the musical sequences are the star, really grand in craft and ambition. So many memorable motifs, melodies, and movements. From vocals to choreography, a real stunner. Amanda Seyfried has been putting pretty incredible work over the last decade plus. She is a force of nature and no stranger to the movie musical from Mamma Mia to Les Miserables. And she sounds great here, but the singing is much more imperfect, meant to capture a feeling and the spirit of Anne Lee, rather than that of a polished soundtrack recording. All-around Oscar-worthy work from Seyfried. This is a really well-rounded cast, including Thomasin McKenzie and Lewis Pullman, who has some pipes of his own, might I add. I think the one thing that holds this back from being on the level of something like The Brutalist, despite being so technically impressive and old-school cinematic in many of the same ways, is the narration that frames the storytelling, which is adequate but straightforward. It plays like a linear historical summary and much less of an esoteric and observational experience. But when it's really going for it, it's a religious experience in itself. Mona Fastvold said that the project initially struggled due to zero interest in the industry, but I think this is such a unique and singular film made once again for only $10 million. I would really love to see this get picked up by the right distributor and find a wider audience, because for my money, Amanda Seyfried would make a powerhouse Best Actress nominee. It's cool to be so early to the party on this one, but now it comes down to the few of us to sing its praises over the next several months.